All right, hello, good morning, good evening, and good night. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. And in today's video, what we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about Coney reaching close to an all-time high. Coney has been kind of on the downtrend for the past little while, but then recovered, and in the month of February leading into March has been on a bit of an uptrend. We're at $26.30, currently up about 6% on the day, due to the fact the underlying stock coin is up almost 9%. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about why exactly that's happening. I'll tell you a little bit about Coinbase. And I want to dive into my shares to tell you why I think it's a really good idea to potentially sell shares now, and why I would have sold shares, but why I'm actually not selling my shares. So there's a bit of a twist to that. But before we get into this video, I just want to say I haven't made a video in about 4 or 5 days. As you can tell from how I'm talking, I'm a little bit slurred. I got facial surgery a couple days ago. I got my wisdom teeth pulled out. Even though I'm a little beyond the age of wisdom, we had to get them pulled out. They were a bit impacted. So that is exactly why I might not be up to par in this video. But all I want to say is if you guys do enjoy this video, please do remember to subscribe. We're up to 4,154 subscribers. I'm going to do my best to make this video. There's a bunch of videos that I wanted to make, but today's the first day that I'm feeling well enough to potentially make a video. So let's get into it without further ado. So we're talking about Coney. Coney, a $26.27 stock on kind of a recent uptrend for the past month. You can see here it's been pretty much straight up. Hit a low in February 7th at about $18.19 and currently trading at about $26. This is due to the fact the underlying stock coin has had a really good run up. You're talking about a run up of almost 50% here in a month or so, which honestly is not unheard of for Coney. As you see here, back in October to December, you see a run up greater than 50%. Or sorry, greater than 100%. And then you see back here, roughly about $125 all the way up to $225 roughly or so. So Coinbase and Coney is definitely subject to some pretty insane run-ups and some pretty insane drawdowns. And really, when the price is up like this and like it is right now, I'd be looking to potentially sell my shares. The reason why I'm not potentially selling my shares is because I only have 4 shares, and I actually get charged a commission for my broker. I'm with CIBC. I have an average share price here of $25.47. Average yield on cost, let's see here, 50% or so. I've received a decent amount in dividends from Coinbase, but the thing is, since I only have 4 shares, I'd only be profiting maybe $5 to $10 off of this $100 investment. And the thing is, with only owning 4 shares, my commission fee for selling Coney is only about $7. So basically, if I were to sell Coney at the current rate and what I've received, I'd only be making about 2 to 3% just due to the fact my commissions are so high and my equity is so low. So for me, it makes zero reason to sell. I'm better off just holding my shares, collecting more dividends in Coney, and waiting for a potential rebound like this to get back to 26 once again. But what do I think here? I think that coin is overpriced. I think coin is overpriced currently, and I'm going to get into that in a second. Now, I actually really wanted to make a video on the yield max distributions, but I realized that the distribution calendar says that it's going to be tomorrow. Yield max will say all the distributions tomorrow, so we'll make a video on that tomorrow. But for today, we're talking about Coinbase. And the reason why Coinbase had this pretty big run up today, you can see 8% or so, is because Bitcoin had a really good run up. We're talking about 5%. And I do believe that Coinbase and Coney really tracks the price of Bitcoin. As you can see here, over the past 6 months, you can see that Bitcoin had pretty much 100% gain, and Coinbase over the past 6 months has also had roughly about 100% gain. Their stock price charts are decently correlated, with Bitcoin having a pretty good bump up here, but then continuing up, and Coinbase obviously maybe being a bit more volatile than Bitcoin. Had a pretty good run up, a pretty good drawdown, and then once again a high to kind of an all-time high in the 6-month calendar. This is not the all-time high for Coney. Coney's all-time high is roughly about $350 or so. Might even be a touch more than that, but this is kind of the current all-time highs for the coin stock. Now, the reason why I say it's overvalued. I think Coinbase is overvalued. It's because look at this market cap. We're talking about $53.5 billion market cap. And when we're looking at, for example, their income statement, we see they were bringing in, sure, 1 billion, 7 billion in 2021. But when we're looking at the income and loss and the net income, they're not bringing in that much income. They brought in $100 million in income in the past year. And I understand that could be due to the fact that they're putting a lot of money into research and development. They're trying to develop their app. They're trying to develop their software. But this is a company, Coinbase, $53.5 billion. Would you pay $53.5 billion for a company that's only bringing in about $3 billion in revenue every single year? We're talking quarterly. They're only bringing in about $1 billion here, but on average, we're looking at $620 billion to about maybe $800 million. That is not that much for a company that's worth $54 billion, as you can see now, because the price went up. But when diving into their financials, Coinbase, let's see here, the total current assets, $200 billion, $206 billion total current liabilities, pretty much equaling that to 1-to-1 there. So they don't really have too much room. They're only about $10 billion or so. And then when we're looking at their cash flow, same thing here. Cash flow from operations was up to $3 billion back in 2021. That was just due to the fact Bitcoin had a pretty good rally. So you can see here, whenever Bitcoin has a good rally, Coinbase has a good rally because people are looking to use their app to trade Bitcoin. But you can see here, when Bitcoin slows down, they become potentially negative in their net income. The cash from operations becomes negative. And so I'm not sure about the long-term holding of Coinbase. I used to have Coinbase. I used to trade on Coinbase. I actually didn't like it as much because I found they charged high fees if you're investing smaller amounts, which I do think a lot of investors who are using Coinbase do. And so I am personally not sure about the long-term. I think Coinbase will be there, but do I think it's a $53 billion company? I don't currently think it is. I think it's obviously profiting off of this current Bitcoin rally that we're seeing, and that is why the price is up. And if I were an investor holding maybe 100 shares of Coney, I would look to maybe downsize my position, not sell the entire thing, but maybe look to half it or take out a quarter, take out some profit. So then when Coinbase and Coney eventually does go down, because as we've seen them rally up, they have also dropped down. And when they drop down, they will drop down very fast. I would look to potentially reinvest if you guys were interested in that option at some lower prices, maybe try and get Coney back under $20 or so. Obviously, it's really subject to these big high days and these big low days. So it's something to keep in mind when you're investing. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. This was just a little video on Coney, my thoughts on the current kind of uptrend, what's happening, why this is happening, and why I think it's a little bit overvalued. I'm so sorry. I'm burping and I'm going crazy all in the microphone here. I did have the surgery, so that's kind of the reason why. But you know what? We're sticking to it. And I just wanted to give you guys my opinion on kind of everything that's happening with Coney, with kind of the recent run-up. Well, I think it might be a little bit currently overvalued at this $223 price point. Not saying that it doesn't have more room to run up. We could see a run up here to about $250, potentially even $340. But do I think that's overvalued? Yes. Do I think it's a good idea to maybe look at taking some profit soon? Yes. So I want to keep you guys in mind with that. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, please do remember to subscribe. We're up to 4,154 subscribers, gaining a couple subscribers every day. So I want to say thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you guys for watching the video. I'll keep you guys updated on any future updates. Tomorrow I'll make a video on the YieldMax funds. So with all that, I want to say thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys do take care, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.